Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day. Make yourself comfortable and I wish you a good listening. If you have any questions about what I will present today, make sure to write them down and I will be glad to answer them in class. Fashion is a very large subject. A commonly accepted definition is a popular or the latest style of clothing, hair, decoration, or behavior. We see that it is related to physical appearance. It includes everything humans do to present their bodies a certain way. However, in this presentation, I will focus only on clothes. Another definition, found on Wikipedia, can help us to set the subject in a concrete context. Fashion, and more precisely fashion dress, is the way of dressing in accordance to taste of the times in a specific location. It is a phenomenon involving the collective, via society, what look it returns, the code it imposes, and individual taste. Now we understand that the fashion of a certain time period reflects the values, the mentality, the lifestyles, and the norms of a society. We also see that clothes are not only useful to protect us from temperatures, climate, and everything, they are as well a very important way of self-expression. They can indicate your social status, your social belonging, or on the contrary, they can be a way to differentiate yourself from other groups. I love this topic because it allows me to talk about how humans can be creative when it comes to self-expression, and I like to think that clothes can seem like simple items and in the meantime they can be parts of who we are. Nowadays, with the omnipresence of social media, the norms of the Western society are less specific to one region. Besides, most of us don't know what it takes to create good quality garments. The average way to acquire new clothes is to go shopping. You go to a store, if you're lucky you find something you like and it fits. Next time you go to that store, let's say 2 months later, all the collections will have been replaced, so there are more new things to choose from. These clothes online. It's very simple. You fill a cart with your favorite items, you pay online, and the order will be shipped a few days later. It comes in the mail, and after a few fittings, you know which ones to keep and which ones to return. You will get a refund and all is well. But is it? When I think about this way of consuming clothes, I find it so random. We've all done it multiple times. But do we know or do we care where do these clothes come from? Can we tell how are they made? What are they made of? Why big companies show no transparency concerning the origin of their products? Do we really need to replace the collections every season when the stores are still filled with clothes? If you have trouble answering one or all of these questions, you might be interested to find out more about the fashion industry in 2022. Don't worry, I'm here to tell you all about it in a record time. To understand how this industry works, we need to talk about fast fashion. This term refers to a system that follows high-speed trend cycle. Trend cycle is the process of introducing and popularizing a new trend, which happens in 5 key stages: introduction, rise, acceptance, decline, and obsolescence. To make this very clear, I will take the example of the strawberry dress because I cannot talk about fast fashion without talking of TikTok. This famous dress was designed in 2019 by Lyrica Matoshi. It originally cost $490, but after being introduced on Instagram and TikTok, it blew up during the lockdown in 2020. It became very popular on the app, and that's how the item went through the rising stage. Then it went through the acceptance stage. That's when it becomes a mass-produced style available cheaply in several different outlets and e-commerce sites. Once it is adopted by many kinds of people, it loses its uniqueness, and that's when it enters the decline stage. A few weeks later, another item, completely different, will be introduced in the market, and it will become the new must-have for everyone on the app. That means that our strawberry dress is now obsolete. At that moment, you can think, okay, Janet, it's very sad for the strawberry dress, but what is the issue here? And I will answer, there is not one issue. There are multiple problems with this system. The trend cycles happening on TikTok are even called microtrends because their lifespan is so short, less than a week. The moment an item is popular, it's already obsolete. This is mostly a consequence of cheap fashion. Big platforms like Shein allow people to buy cute clothes for very little prices. This results in us losing the sense of what good quality clothes are supposed to be. If we buy something for €3, we have less trouble throwing it once the trend is over because it costs us nothing. That's when clothes become disposable items in the minds of many people. But this exact behavior is problematic. It's crucial to understand that this is what's fueling the industry, and this is having a big impact on our environment. To keep up with the speed of hyper-fast fashion and to avoid paying designers, Shein doesn't mind stealing designs from small creators. I talked about 2 ingredients that allow fast fashion to be successful: the speed of the trend cycle and the internet via the example of TikTok. But there is a third ingredient: the manufacturing of the garments. In sweatshops, the workers are paid per item and not per hours of work. The problem here is that they are paying the cost of cheap fashion. They don't earn living wages, and they are ready to work the equivalent of 2 jobs to earn enough money to take care of their families. The work conditions are very poor and unsafe, and it is very difficult for them to demand better conditions. Local investigators of Public Eye managed to infiltrate some factories in China that produce for Shein. They find out that employees work 11 to 12 hours a day and only have 1 day off per month. To produce clothes, we mostly use synthetic materials, but they are non-biodegradable and are a source of microplastic pollution from laundry machines. Cotton is the second main fabric. It's a natural fiber, so it will biodegrade, but we need to put a lot of pesticides to grow it. Some types of cotton are genetically modified, so they don't need as many chemicals, but this results in big social and environmental issues. For example, with the Indian farmers. That's another topic, but I encourage you to learn about this well-documented situation in India. So, to be hopeful, I came up with a few solutions for you. On a personal scale, you can be careful when buying new clothes. Make sure that it will last, because over time quality surpasses quantity. I encourage everyone to buy from vide-grenier, antique markets and second-hand shops. If you can afford it, there are a lot of ethical fashion brands. On a larger scale, we can take the habit of donating clothes or upcycling them rather than throwing them. And to make sure that workers are paid a fair amount of money on a state scale, we need to reinforce the policies, and the state needs to force companies to be honest about their chain production. Thank you for listening. See you next time.